getting the KO3s put on the Sprinter band today, baby. They look sexy.
We got the whole setup in here, man. Ah, man, that's the age-old question, you know?
All right, y'all, today's the day. I am getting some BFG KO3s on our Sprinter van, finally. The tires are starting to wear out pretty good. These are Michelin's. I'm not real happy with them. They ride rough, they're loud. I just don't really care for them. Probably about 6 months ago or so, something like that, we got KO2s on the Jeep Gladiator, got 37-inch KO2s. I would have went with a KO3, but they don't make that in a 37-inch. I also got KO3s on our Ford F-250. We're going to talk to the Discount Tire guys because I'm a part of the fleet program. They're going to be here shortly, and they're going to be mounting and balancing all my tires, getting them squared away for me. And we're going to pick their brain about the KO2 and KO3 and see what they're seeing and what they think the difference is. Here comes the Discount Tire team now.
What's going on, man?
What's up, you Ben?
I am, yes, sir.
How you doing? Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Today?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good.
So this is the Sprinter, huh?
This is it, man. This is the one we're getting the KO3s on, and then the Jeep's back there, so.
Cool. And you said we were rotating and balancing the Jeep, right?
Yep.
Cool. This is Dave, my partner.
How you doing, Dave?
How's it going?
All righty. We don't often get to work on paved surfaces. So this
I was wondering about that. I was like, I wonder how many times you guys go out and they're just like, yeah, man, here you go.
It's usually like this, but way worse.
Yeah. All right, so the Discount Tire guys are here. They're getting set up, getting ready to rock and roll, getting the KO3s put on the Sprinter band today, baby. Here we go. Oh yeah, they look sexy.
We got the whole setup in here, man. Well, we do mobile oil changes as well.
Oh, do you?
So
okay.
Especially adding that into the mix. There's always oil on the ground in here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't know you guys did that.
Yeah, it's a new service. We're actually the second location, if you can call this a location, in our company's history to offer it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know you guys did oil changes.
Yeah, it's a very new program.
Wow.
So, and it's only right now. It's only for our fleet customers.
Yeah. So this van has got the setup. They got the tire changer, the tire balancer. Man, you guys roll with 4 jacks.
Oh yeah, yeah. These are really sturdy. They're aluminum cores.
Yeah.
American Forged and Foundry. So these things are, I think, 3 tons each. They can pick up.
Heck yeah.
We work on some pretty big stuff.
So I'm kind of torn. I'm thinking about raised white letters or the black.
Ah, man, that's the age-old question, you know.
I'm like, daggone, I like the white letters, but you know, I don't know.
I'm right there with you. I like white letters. I love the look of it.
Yeah.
But they're hard to keep clean.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I'd imagine those white letters are hard to keep clean.
Yeah, you get them muddy.
Yeah.
They don't unmuddy.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So then even if they don't, as they age, they start to yellow a little bit.
Yep, that's what I was wondering about. Man, they look better already.
Yeah, way better.
Jeez. the difference between the KO2 and KO3. We got like KO3 on the van and on my F-250, and the KO2's been around for a long time. So what's like the big differences?
So the tread pattern is going to be the most noticeable difference to most people. It's a little bit more aggressive. The blocks are a little bit closer together, but they've got more open channels to the exterior of the tires, so you get better water evacuation when you're on the road. Obviously, you don't want to be hydroplaning or anything.
Yeah.
So those channels, the new design just makes it easier for water to get out of them. And then the tread compound changed a little bit. They got a bit more silica they added into it, which helps with cold weather traction and again wet traction. But yeah, the big thing that most people are going to notice right off the bat is the tread pattern.
Yeah.
So, and the sidewall.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't tested the KO3s personally myself because they haven't been out for long enough for me to need a new set of tires and pick them yet. But
yeah.
Everything I've heard about them is just everything you loved about the KO2, but better. The only downside I heard is they're not as smooth on pavement, but again, not what they're designed for.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking for a tire that's going to treat me good off-road, you know, most people go into that expecting, hey, it ain't gonna drive like a Cadillac on pavement.
Yeah. Yeah, I have, like, on my F-250, they do good on my F-250. I mean, they're way smoother. I was running the Mickey Thompson, the Baja Boss.
Oh yeah.
And my son has those on his Tundra, but I was running those on my F-250, and I like the KO3 way better than the Baja Boss.
The Baja, in my opinion, the Baja is a lot better in the dirt.
Yeah.
But when you get them on pavement, boy, are they rough.
Yeah, it seemed like, you know, there again, you had to rotate them a lot more. It just didn't seem to wear very well. They cup quick.
Yeah, and I mean, again, that gets into what they're designed for. You know, they're not designed, as most all-terrain tires aren't, just to be looking cool. You know, they're a purpose-built tire. You know, they're designed specifically for off-road traction.
Yeah. So if somebody has a, like, let's say they have a truck and they want something that's kind of looks decent but really drives good on the road, so like an all-terrain would be way better than like a mud style.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, it's really hard to beat the BF Goodrich. They are the, you know, kind of the gold standard.
Yeah.
For on and off-road performance. And again, I mean, they've been around forever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of newcomers to the market though, and we carry just about every major brand.
Yeah.
These days, you're looking at like Falcon Wild Peak AT4s, off the charts. They're a little bit less expensive than the BF Goodrich. When they first came out, they were like $200 less a tire. People started buying them. People started realizing these things are worth a lot more money.
Yeah.
They became worth a lot more money.
Yep.
That's a really good one. Nitto's obviously got some great product. Toyo's got a new one out, the AT, well, it's not that new, but the AT3, that's a really good tire. And what we're starting to find now is a lot more people are liking the hybrid tires.
Yeah.
RTs. So you've got your all-terrains and your mud tires, but what's in between them, you know, for the people who want that really aggressive look but don't want that mud tire performance on road at least. And they come out with like the Nitto Ridge Grappler, the Toyo Open Country RT. There's a couple other ones that are making it now. I think Falcon actually makes a Wild Peak RT. And really cool looking tires, super aggressive, but they use an all-terrain tread compound. So you don't get the typical wear issues and stiffness issues, or softness issues rather, that you would with a standard highway or mud tire.
Yeah.
So, a lot of really cool stuff, but you know, the most important thing is just picking what fits how you're driving. You know, if you're going off-road and hitting trails every day, you should get a more aggressive tire. If you're not, you should get an all-terrain or a highway tire. You may want the more aggressive look, but you've got to understand there's going to be a compromise on the ride quality side of it and the traction side of it.
Absolutely. So yeah, so it's the longevity, the ride, the care and the maintenance of being more vigilant about the rotation.
Absolutely. And if you don't keep up with it, they're not going to treat you right. You know? But as long as you take care of the tires, they're going to take great care of you, We see people get 70,000 miles out of the KO2s and the KO3s regularly, you know, but it's the guys who are maintaining them. It's the guys who are in our shops every other week, every other month, however their timeline works out, and doing regular scheduled maintenance. The guys who are coming in every 20,000 miles and doing it, they're not having the same results. You know?
And those are the ones you see online. Like, they didn't last for me. I didn't.
Well, and everything's subjective too. So like, as far as tire reviews especially, you know, like if your baseline is a Michelin tire and you go to a Cooper mud tire, a BF Goodrich mud tire, and you're looking just at the ride quality, it's going to be a little different. You're likely to say, man, I hate these things. But if you're used to driving a mud tire and you go to a highway tire, it's the complete opposite. It's the best tire in the world. So there's a lot of things that go into like the review side of it, and people saying, oh, I hate this tire, it's a horrible tire. But yeah, the most consistent factor that we find is maintenance and how well you take care of them. You made a good choice with these ones. I mean, it's hard to beat them.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go with those for a while, and I know they had limited sizes for a while because I wanted to get a 37 on the Jeep, but I couldn't get that.
They've started phasing out. Well, they've started. They're almost done now, phasing out the KO2s and rolling full production into the KO3.
Okay.
So now, well, we started out there was like 5 or 6 common sizes. They release them first, and just to kind of hype it up and, you know, get the regular production vehicles out, your Chevy Silverados, Ford F-250s, that kind of stuff. Now that we're further into the production cycle, or not we, but them, you're seeing a lot more of the uncommon sizes or the specialty sizes getting into the shelves.
So they're going to look at phasing out the KO2?
To my understanding, they're done. They've been done for a year, something like that, 6 months to a year. So typically once they announce a new product line, they stop, you know, or at least significantly halt and slow down the production of the existing ones in favor of the new ones, you know. I'm
a part of like the fleet program. How's that work? What do you need to be like a part of that?
Yeah, so all you need to join the fleet program, there's a couple small requirements. I believe it's 2 years in business, 5 or more vehicles, and you know, we have some customers who it's like a accounting company, you know, and they'll just say, hey, we've got 10 people who work here, we've got 10 vehicles. It's more so you get a discount that way. The third qualification is you have to have a business license number so that we can do a business credit check on you to ensure that you can pay your bills, you know, that you can qualify for a direct bill account with us. If you don't, we have another option as well where you can set up an account where you just pay with a card every time. Unfortunately, the mobile service doesn't yet take card payments. So for now, we only service direct bill customers. That's expected to change in the next, I think they said Q2 in our last meeting. So, and then for our regular retail customers at some of our locations, we offer this service as well. If you get onto tires.com, our website, you can look and see if the stores near you offer that mobile service. You can have Tire Rack ship tires directly to your door. We also own Tire Rack. So you can have them ship the tires to your door, and Discount Tire will come up if there's a van in your area and install them for you. And the convenience of it is amazing. I think you pay like $100 extra, and then you don't have to leave your house, or you don't have to leave your office. You can have somebody just roll up, work on it in your parking lot, your garage, your driveway, whatever, text you and say, you're good, man, have a good one, you know. So for our fleet customers, it's actually a little bit less. We charge $50 for the trip fee. And it's usually just because, like you, for example, I'm in Franklin, you know, it took me an hour to get here. So we charge a little bit just to kind of make up some of the gas money and some of the cost on that. But it's nothing like we're busting people's heads. There's some mobile services out there in other areas that are charging $200, $300, $400 just for you to come out. You know, no matter what the service is. We don't charge that. You get an oil change from me, I don't charge you the $50 site fee. So there's a lot of little like perks, you know?
And that's something else you were saying too. You were saying y'all are starting to do like oil changes and
yeah, so we'll come out, same thing, you know, hey, tire rotations recommended every 5,000 miles. Well, typically so is your oil change. Do them at the same time. You don't have to pay the site fee, the $50 site fee for us coming out to do your rotation. And since you bought the tires from us, the rotation and balance is already free. So you're paying pretty much the same price for the oil change as what you're going to pay at Valvoline, except again, we're here, you're not having to drive to Valvoline.
Yep, so I got you. All right.
Yeah, everything we do, we're just kind of gearing towards convenience. We want to make it as easy for our customers as possible, so that you save time, you save money, and you know, you don't have to go out and waste a whole day getting your car maintained.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a time saver. Like even just like this right here with the van and the Jeep, that saved me all kind of time.
Probably saved you a whole day.
Oh, easy.
Driving into the store, waiting 3 hours or however long. Even with an appointment, you're typically there for 45 minutes with an appointment. And this is just measuring the tread depth and then recording the serial number on the tire.
Oh, okay. So we were saying, this is my F250 with the KO3s on it, and we were saying that like what, 3 of the TPMS sensors are dead?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not uncommon with the age and the mileage. We usually see them die around 100,000 or 10 years, whichever's first. They're just operated like a C134, whatever the battery in your wristwatch is.
Oh, okay.
It's very similar design.
All right, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate your business.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all, so the Discount Tire guys just pulled out, and I gotta tell you, I saved a ton of time. Unbelievable. They got new tires on our Sprinter van, got the KO3s on there. We rotated and balanced the tires on my Jeep, the KO2s, and then also I had 3 bad TPMS sensors on my F250, and I was coming due for a tire rotation and balance. They did all that, and I'm telling you, those guys knocked it out of the park. Huge time saver. If I go into the store, it takes me hours before I get out of there. So if you qualify for the Discount Tire Fleet Program, I would highly recommend you do it. It is a super awesome time saver, and I can't wait to try out the KO3s on our Sprinter van. We'll see you guys. Take care. Have a good one.